What's up, everybody? Brian Wagner, lead content creator, Dragzine. We're doing another pit walk, this time with Mr. Justin Ashley. Justin, what's going on?
What's up? How you guys doing out there? Everybody doing all right?
Oh yeah, of course. We're talking about drag racing, of course we're gonna be right. Now, y'all know the drill. We're gonna do a pit walk. We're gonna walk through the pits, walk, talk. We might have fans stop and talk that want to get a picture with Justin. Not with me, because no one knows who I am, thank God. I'm not famous like Justin, but we're gonna talk about racing, Justin. How's that sound?
Sounds good. That's my favorite subject. There's a bunch of subjects that I like, but racing, as you can imagine, is definitely my favorite. Yeah. So I'm all for it.
So we were just talking. Dude, you've been doing this full time for 6 years now. What's that like?
It's crazy when you think about it. It feels like yesterday that I first started, to be honest with you. And I feel like when we started in 2020, we had a great year. Fortunate, we won Rookie of the Year, but then to kind of see the progression year over year and continue to get better, not only as a team, but as a program, and bring in the right people, the right parts, the right personnel, and everything in between. And I feel very blessed to be in the position that I'm in right now.
Let's pull that curtain back a little bit. You know, people see what you do on TV, you know, as a racer, and they see the hits and whatnot. So what do you do when you're not like as a professional racer? What is it? What do you? Do they keep you in like a glass case, break-in case of emergency, or like, you know, what are you doing?
No, so it's interesting that you said that. I think what a lot of people don't realize is one of the parts that I find the most interesting, the actual business side of racing. So when we're not at the racetrack, there's always something going on, whether it's public relations or marketing or media or anything in between. We try and do the very best that we can to put ourselves in a position to win both on and off the racetrack before we get to the next actual event. So we're always spending time trying to build the program in other different directions, but really it's all about making sure that everybody from Skag Power Equipment, all of their guests, dealers, and distributors are put in a great position because we love them, and without them we won't be able to do what we're doing.
See, that's interesting that I think people get lulled into a sense of they know what racers do.
Yeah.
But you know, I always ask crew chiefs, like, they keep you guys just in a glass case, and when it's time to make horsepower, they pull you out. But you know, and on the marketing and the sponsorship side of that, is that something you enjoy when you're trekking? I mean, it's Skag all the things at these events.
Yes.
Is that one of the things you enjoy, is talking with, you know, the people Skag brings in?
It is, and I always enjoyed that side of it. You know, you see the racing. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. You see the racing, right? You see the cars that have 11,000 plus horsepower that go over 330 miles per hour in under 4 seconds. But what does it take to actually get the car on the racetrack to do that? And that is the business side of it. I really enjoy the opportunity to travel around the country, meet with our different partners, meet with our different guests, and every weekend we have dealers, distributors, and guests on behalf of Skag Power Equipment that are here taking time out of their life. We have a tendency to learn just as much from them as hopefully they learn from us.
So here's a pure, you know, I race Dragzine project cars myself, raced quite a bit. I don't go 300, you know, about half that on if I'm lucky. You know, I know what it's like when I'm sitting inside my car getting ready for a run. What I'm thinking about, what's going on between your ears, you know, when you're fully belted in and you're getting ready to do the deal. What are you thinking about? What's going on in there?
Well, I think the best drivers in the world are the ones that are able to stay quiet between the gears. It's much easier said than done, especially when you're strapped to something that's so explosive and so violent. But for me, it's really about trying to make sure that you know, I stay calm, keep things simple, don't try and overthink. So I'm thinking about some of the things, some of the procedures that I have to do on the car based on the conditions or the different circumstances. But the best drivers, again, can keep it quiet and do the same thing over and over and over again in a race car like a robot. So that's always my goal. Be consistent, be quick, and just stay calm, cool, and collected.
And that probably helps with those like ridiculous lights you cut on the regular basis.
I like to think that maybe it has something to do with that. I definitely put a lot of work in throughout the season and during the off season, but a lot of people don't realize it's actually a combination of things, right? It's making sure the car is put together correctly in the same way each and every time, making sure that the car is fast and reacts the same way every time. All of that, it can be dependent upon where you stage. All of that leads to good reaction times, bad reaction times, and somewhere in between. The key is the people who can have good reaction times over and over and over again. That's what makes the difference.
Yeah, it's like bracket racers. You know, you always know, you know, bracket. I remember I talked with Frank Hawley about this, and I asked him if he could have any skill, what would he like to have? And he said, I'd love to have some of the pure driving ability some of these bracket racers have. like, you know, that ability to cut those lights over and over again and stuff like that. Yeah, I get it. Now, you know, last year things got kind of gnarly at the end of the year. The championship, you know, just literally barely slipped away. As a competitor, is that something that, you know, it's like you're a cornerback in football. You know, you forget about the last bad play. Is that something your guys' team was like, you know what, that was in the past, let's do our deal now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think you have to find the right combination. I think it would be silly to let that happen and not learn from it. So the first step is to learn from it. But after that, I think you kind of put together a process. You come into this year with the end goal in mind, which is obviously to win the World Championship, but we have a healthy understanding of how good the competition is. That is going to be a difficult task. For us at this point, it's in the rearview mirror. We're all focused on the present, putting ourselves in position to win races and hopefully win a championship. But last year was tough, man. As a competitor, it's tough, and this sport is difficult. It'll humble you really fast. And you know, ironically, if we couldn't win it, I'm really happy that Antron did. He's one of my best friends, but definitely added fuel to the fire for this year.
Well, appreciate you taking the time to walk. We'll let you get back to doing your deal and getting ready, and make sure you're following Dragzine as we watch Justin rest this year.